Praise the Lord, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank God for just a brand new day that He has allowed us to see. Welcome to Motivational Monday for all of those who are new. God is just so good. So I just want to just encourage you all on today that rejection from man doesn't mean a rejection from God. So in this season, I haven't worked since May the 28th. So it's been about 2 months, almost 2 months since I've done any work. I have two jobs, but both of my jobs are unstable. So I'm going to just say I'm not working because, like I said, the last time I did any work was May the 28th. So as I'm applying for jobs, looking for positions, I'm trying to think back in June. No, I'm going to talk about this last position I applied to. So one of the last positions I applied to was just this past Wednesday. And I didn't even look for this job. It was sent to me via text for someone I know. And I looked at the job description and it looked so interesting to me. Like, it looked very interesting. It looked like it was the job for me. And so I submitted my information, that resume, cover letter, and writing samples. Not even an hour later, I received a rejection email. And I was like, okay, well, that means God has better. And I was talking to someone about it, or texting someone about it, and they was like, well, it's their loss, they rejected you, but God hasn't rejected you. So I wanted to encourage someone on today, because I know there are so many people out here that are dealing with job loss, and you're applying for jobs and you're just getting rejection. And I want to encourage you that just because man has rejected you doesn't mean God has rejected you. And God has one that will work for you. When that happened, I was like, God has better. And I just thank God, because when I look back over my life in the previous years when I used to apply for jobs, I literally was just applying for anything. Like, literally, I was just applying for any job, wasn't interested in it, just was trying to make some money, didn't care what it was. I was just applying for anything, and I was just getting rejection. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Is something wrong with me? Am I not good enough? And all the questions we get when we get rejected, right? But now, this year, my search has been different, because now I haven't applied to that many jobs because I haven't seen a lot that interests me. So I'm only applying for things that are in interest to me, things that I want to do. I don't care if it's paying $50 an hour. If I'm not interested in doing that, then I'm not applying for it. God is so good. I remember when I went to work March the 4th, they said they had no more hours to give me as of right now. So I was out of work. I didn't report back to that job until April the 16th. But when I found that news out on March the 4th, I didn't immediately go and apply for jobs. I was in prayer, asking God for direction. I didn't know what was going on with my job, whether, I didn't know if I was going to be returning. I was believing God to turn it around. So I wasn't immediately applying for jobs. I didn't start applying for jobs until April the 1st. So I waited almost a month. But the only reason why I started applying then is because I filed unemployment on April the 1st. And it was required that you apply for at least 2 jobs a week when you're on unemployment. So April the 1st, I applied for a job, rejected. I applied for jobs up until I got denied for my unemployment, which was around April the 16th or so. Once I found out I got denied, I got my denial letter, I stopped applying for jobs again. Keep in mind, I was able to go back to work on April the 16th and April the 30th, so that was 2 days. So then May comes, and I'm back at work, every week consistently. So I wasn't applying for nothing because, okay, I'm back at work now. I don't need to apply for anything. And then I get the phone call on May the 31st saying, no more hours to give you, no schedule as of right now. For this week, we'll let you know if anything changes. And it's still the same. And we're at July the 15th. I haven't done any work since May the 28th. So when June came, not right on June the 1st, but June the 28th, I put in a few applications, just a few. It was like 5 jobs. That was it, because like I said, I'm only applying for what I'm interested in. So continue on. I just told you about the job I applied to last week, and I automatically got a rejection. And then I applied for 2 other positions. But I'm still, I'm waiting on God to bless me with the door that He sees fit for me to go in. Because a rejection means redirection. A rejection could mean protection. Rejection just means God has something better. So I want to encourage you all, because I know there are so many people out here that are applying for positions, and you're just getting rejected, and you're feeling some type of way about it. You're feeling like you're not good enough. You're feeling like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get this job? And I want to talk to those out here that are also applying for anything. You're just out here, you're in desperation, and you're just out here looking for any job just to make money. You see it's making 40, 50 an hour. You don't even want to do it, but you're just applying. I want to speak to you as well, and I want to encourage you to not just apply for anything. You do not want any job. I know somebody was telling me recently, they was like, okay, that rejection, that's okay. Well, something they said, she was like, all you need is one yes or something. I was like, that's true, but I do want the right yes. We don't want any yes. We don't want any job. So I encourage you, if you're out here applying for positions, make sure you are praying, you asking God to lead and direct you. Make sure you know it is what you want to do, what's in the desires of your heart. It lines up according, to God's will for your life. And make sure you apply for only things that you're interested in. When you type stuff, type in what you're interested in. What are you looking for? Are you looking for part-time or full-time? Are you looking for work from home, or you want to be in the building? What are you looking for? What do you want to do? Healthcare. There's so many fields out here, but don't just be applying for anything just so you can get a paycheck. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be at a job just to say, oh, I'm getting a check. Oh, I'm getting a check. Oh, I'm making 20 an hour. I don't care, because if that's not what I want to do, it's not worth it. I want to enjoy what I do. I want to enjoy my job. I want it to be a rewarding opportunity. I don't want just any job. So I'm willing to wait. I'm not willing to settle for the Subway, the McDonald's, or anything like that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those, but for me personally, that's not for me. I worked at McDonald's in the past. That was my first job ever. Worst job ever. First job and worst job. I would never want to work fast food again. It's not for me. Some people like fast food, and that's okay. But once you know what's for you, then that's when you can really apply for jobs strategically. And when I'm strolling and I'm looking, nope, that's not for me. Nope, that's not for me. Oh, the money good, but no, that's not what I want to do, so it don't matter. I don't care. Like I say, it could be $50 an hour. If this is not what I'm interested in, I do not want it. I do not want it. So I'm literally strategic when I'm applying for jobs now. And it just feels so different. It feels God breathed, because I know this is the right time. I was out of the timing of God when I was applying for jobs back then, when I was still working at my current position, more consistently. I didn't really want to leave where I was at. I was so comfortable. I was so content. But at the same time, I wanted to make more money. So I was out here applying for all these jobs, trying to get something else back in 2022, 2023, trying to get something else, But no, it just wasn't the timing of God. And I believe that's why I had got all those rejections. And also because God knows that's not what I wanted. He knew I wasn't interested in none of them jobs. And I believe God was protecting me. He was protecting me. Now the season I'm in now is different, because now doors are closing. It's like doors are closing now. Like I said, when I went to work March the 4th, no more hours to give me. As of right now, I was out of work until April the 16th. I reported back April the 16th, April the 30th. Then I was able to work consistently in May. Keep in mind, I was applying for a few jobs in April for my unemployment, because it was required. Once unemployment got denied, I stopped applying for jobs. So then when May came, I went back. I was at work consistently. I didn't apply for no jobs, because I was back at work. I was content. I was comfortable. I wasn't thinking about that. But then a month later, May 31st, when I got the call, you out of work again. We don't have a schedule to give you XYZ. So then that's when almost June 28th, so that's almost a month later, I applied for 5 positions. But when I'm looking back over it, I'm thanking God for how He is closing doors. Because if He had not been closing doors and allowing them to not have hours to give me, I wouldn't be out here searching. I wouldn't be praying for guidance on what's next and being strategic when I'm applying to jobs. God has led me to resources now. And all this would have never happened if the doors didn't close in my life. So closed doors are a blessing. Because if doors didn't close, I would still be where I'm at. I would still be content, and I would still be comfortable. I wouldn't be thinking there's nothing else. Because like I said, that was the best job I ever had. And that's what I would tell people. This is the best job I ever had. I'm going to be here for years. I like this job. And I was content. I was comfortable. But I was no longer growing. I was stagnant. It was stuck. It was a dead-end job. It was no longer no growth professionally. No longer no growth professionally, financially, no growth. And I don't believe God wants us at dead-end jobs forever where we're stuck and we're no longer growing. I believe everywhere we be in life, we want to be growing. We want to grow daily. So as that job started becoming, stagnant, stuck, and I was already sensing the shift, while I was there, I was already sensing the shift when I was seeing people that I started with or that was there before me leave right in front of my eyes. I already could sense that God was transitioning me out. And he has been transitioning me out slowly but surely, So I just thank God, because if it didn't happen, if God didn't allow these doors to close slowly but surely, if God didn't allow them not to have any hours to give me, I wouldn't have been praying, Lord, what's next? What's next? What's my career? Well, where do you want me to be? I wouldn't be out here on, searching for work. I wouldn't care. Because I was so content and comfortable where I was at, thinking that's the best job I ever had and there's nothing better. But that's a lie, because God has greater. God has better. And I believe that my next position will be better. It will be better than what I lost. So I'm just thanking God. And I just want to encourage you all. I want to encourage you all to trust God in whatever season you're in. If doors are closing in your life, it's a blessing. Look at it as a blessing, because we know when one door closed, another door will open. When one door closed, another door will open. And that door that will open will be better. It will be greater than what you lost. It will be greater. It will be better. So I just thank God. I just thank God in advance. And I just had to get on here and I had to encourage you all, because I know there are so many people out here that are looking for work. You're applying for jobs and you're getting rejection, and you're feeling discouraged. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like, all types of things you may be feeling. And I want to encourage you that that's not the case. And God has one that will work for you. God has one that will work for you. Make sure when you are applying, like I said, that you're praying, you're asking God to lead you and guide you, direct you to the open door that he wants you to be in. Make sure you are only applying to things that you're interested in. Also, I would encourage you to make a list. To make a list of your heart's desires. What is your dream job? Because that's what it is. What is your dream job? What is the dream job? What is your passions? What it is that you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want this position to be? Like I said, do you want to work from home? Do you want it part-time, full-time? Do you want a certain amount of salary or pay? Do you want a flexible schedule? What is it that you want? And literally make a list. Make a list of the desires of your heart and literally pray and ask God. And pray according to his will as well. Just like, Lord, these are my desires. This is what I'm desiring in this new position. This is what I'm in desire, but I'm praying for your will to be done. God is good. So that way, when you make the list, and then when you're online and you're looking for work, you can be looking to see, okay, is this what I want? Or am I just settling for this because I want money? Or is this something that I'm desiring to do? So keep that in mind when you're applying for jobs. Don't be just out here applying for anything, any job, just so you can say, I'm getting a paycheck. Because I'm telling you, it's bigger than the money. It's bigger than the paycheck. We want to be at a rewarding opportunity where we enjoy what we do. We want to be an impact. We want to be a light wherever we go. We want God to use us for his glory. It's not about the money. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's not about that. It don't matter if the job is $50 an hour. Who cares? If that's not something you want to do not apply for it. Only apply what you are interested in. So if you know you're interested in doing hair, and that's something you're interested in, maybe you like makeup. I'm just making examples that are coming to mind right now. Look out for positions like that, because they're out there. They're out there. God has one that will work for you. He has one that will work for you. What is it that you want to do? What it is that you love? What is something that you would do for free? That you would do for free? Your passion, your desires. Look for those positions when you are looking for work. Look for those. Maybe you love children. Look for childcare jobs, teaching jobs. Maybe you like nursing, the elderly, the senior citizen. There is so much out here. Maybe you like driving. Maybe you could look for DoorDash or Uber or CDL. There's just so much. But just think about what it is that you want to do, what it is that you desire. What are your heart's desires? What do you want to do? And that's how you can apply for jobs, So that way when you're on these job sites, you're not just on here looking, and you're not just focused on the money. Oh, that job is paying, 30 an hour? Oh, that sounds good. But deep down inside, this is not what I want to do. No, this is not what I want to do. Who cares if it's 30 an hour? If this is not what I want to do, why are you applying for it? It makes you really think, like, only apply for what you're interested in. God has one that will work for you. He has one that will work for you. So just stay encouraged, whatever it is, keep applying, keep believing God that He will open up the right door in His timing. He has one that will work for you. He has one that will work for you. And I just thank God. I just thank God in advance. I'm just so excited. I know God has a great position for me, and it's going to be better than what I lost. And I'm just grateful, And I just wanted to share my journey with you all. I want to let you know that you are not alone. For those who are out of work right now and you're applying for positions, and you're still waiting, you are not alone. I want to let you know that you are not alone. God sees you. God has not forgotten about you. You are good enough. Just because that job rejected you, that does not mean you are not good enough. That doesn't mean you are less than. That don't mean none of that. That just means that just wasn't the one God had for you. Move on to next. Know that God has one that will work for you. He has one that will work for you. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep believing God. Keep the faith. Keep praying, and just know, like I said, God has one that will work for you. He has one that will work for you, and it will be worth the wait. It will be worth the wait. It will be worth the wait. It's worth the wait. Wait on God for what He has for you. God is so good. He is so good. He is so good. He is so good. He is so good. So I just pray that something I have said on today has encouraged you all. And just know that a rejection is a blessing. A rejection is redirection. It could be for your protection. Just because you get a rejection, or maybe you've gotten several rejections, that doesn't mean you're not good enough. That just wasn't the door that God wanted you to walk in. Don't get discouraged because you get a rejection. Don't get discouraged. Keep going. God has one that will work for you. Y'all have an amazing Monday. God bless all of you.